Okay, I've been asked specifically what are the best lenses for black and white photography for the Fuji. Fuji! Ironically, some of the best lenses to mount on your Fuji for black and white are not Fuji lenses. They are, you use an adapter. Number one would be the Voigtlander 58mm f1.4. It's been discontinued, but a new one is being reintroduced this month. It's basically $100 more and a slightly old-looking design. They gave the thing a facelift, but kept the optics the same. As far as Fuji lenses, while on the X-T2 it is slow and noisy, for a lot of things this don't matter. This does not matter. You know, not like you're tracking squirrels on crack flitting through the trees, right? People that use manual focus lenses aren't going, oh damn, I can't do action photography with this lens. No, they have it for a reason, because it has magical output, and it's slow, methodical photography that if the lens is great, they don't care if it's manual focus. The 35mm f1.4 Fuji lens is pretty damn cheap online. They're kind of everywhere. Like I said, it's got aperture chatter, it is slow and noisy. You would never think of doing video on an X-T2 with that lens. I love it, I own it, it's great. The new 35mm f2 is smaller and better in many ways, but it's not better, it's certainly worse, unquestionably, for black and white photography than the 35mm 1.4 is, no doubt. No particular order here, we have the 56mm. It's 11 element lens. By the way, the 35mm f1.4 is an 8 element count lens. And by the way, not everything is element count. There are some like really crappy 4 and 5 element count lenses. I mean, crappy lens design is crappy lens design. It doesn't matter if it has low element count or not. The Fuji 56mm, which is 11 count element lens, really good for black and white photography. Great micro contrast. Ultimately, when you say something is great for black and white photography, we're talking about intertonal transmission of the details. It's an excellent lens for conversion to or shooting in black and white photography. I've tested all these. I've done the micro contrast test, a unique little design of my own creation, which is very easy to spot good or bad micro contrast. The 60mm is exquisite for black and white photography. Now there's another lens which is really cheap used on eBay. People don't even, it's like the forgotten lens from Fuji. It's like nobody talks about the 60mm 2.4 anymore. Why? Because it's slow. It comes with a really neat metal lens hood, by the way. It's slow and it's old and it's noisy. It's not really fast. People say, well, it's not, you know, not fast autofocus, it's also not a fast lens. It's an f2.4 lens. It's a 10 element count lens. It's perfect for portraiture, it's perfect for macro, it's not one-to-one macro, not one-to-one macro. I think I accidentally said that before in another video, which I knew better. I don't know why I said that, but I think someone misheard me, actually. The lens is really cheap used. Nobody talks about the 60mm f2.4. By the way, even though that lens is infinitely less expensive than the 56mm, I got my Geiger counter on. I better turn my Geiger counter off. You shouldn't leave the Geiger counter on for too long. That lens is great. It is a better portrait lens, the 60 is, at f2.4 and above than the 56 is. Better bokeh, better micro contrast. Now obviously the 60mm is an f2.4 and the 56mm is an f1.2. So 56 can go places and depth of field, the 60 cannot. Not everybody in the world is super concerned with the shooting wide open and super insane shallow depth of fields. I know that's a recent fad, and it is like a fetish, but the best image is the best image, and it does not mean it has to be, you know, I got some shallow depth of field, like right here, you know, you can see in focus is there. I was like, oh great, you know, is that the reason you bought that lens, is so you could shoot stupid bullshit shallow depth of field? I get so sick of that. All these famous YouTube photographers. I only shoot wide open. I saw like the head Sony fanboy, which you know who that is. Where's my hat at? Where's my hat at? And he was telling everybody, he's like, I only shoot wide open. Really? What does that got to do with photography? I only shoot wide open. That's like someone saying I only drive with my gas pedal floored. Is that what you do down the neighborhood streets, you know, where the people are crossing the street? You know, really? There are places to slam the gas pedal to the floor, and there are places not to slam the gas pedal to the floor. I only shoot wide open. Well, that was not a very intelligent statement, let me tell you what. That was not the... I've heard a lot of people say that. I only shoot wide open. I forget. Somebody that sniffs lenses, I think, said that many times. Who was that? Yeah, I think you know who I'm talking about. No, that's a stupid statement. Next lens, 90 millimeter. Ooh, really good for micro contrast. That's also Fuji's fastest lens. Wham! Quad linear motor. That lens slams it in autofocus acquisition. It's also really good for black and white shooting, i.e. micro contrast. The Fuji 23, the new 23, not the old one. The 23 millimeter f2, the one that just came out, not the 23-14, but the 23 millimeter f2. Really excellent. I know it has some lens correction data for distortion. People have told me it's like, you know, that new lens has got some digital correction for distort. Yeah, I know that. Okay, we're just talking about straight out of camera here. I know what distortion is used to enhance the image for less distortion. The 23mm f1.4 isn't bad. The only problem with that lens is that it's fuzzy. It's got way too many issues. It's not worth it. I can recommend the old 35-1.4, but I can't recommend the old 23-1.4. I don't own that lens for a reason. Some very valid reasons. 23-1.4, no dice, no bueno. Don't. I know it's a fine lens. People always hit on me. It's like, why don't you like the 23-1.4? I have that lens. Why do you don't like it? You know, it's a great lens. You know, compared to what? My statement every time someone says something like that, it's like, compared to what? It's a great lens compared to what? When you were in prison, you know, the meatloaf they serve on Sunday. No, I've never been to prison. You know, someone could say, well, this is really good. Yeah, in prison it is, I bet. But compared to what, ultimately? To non-prison food, you know? Compared to what? That's when they always shut up. I say compared to it, because they've really never tried that many lenses. They say, oh, it's great, I love it. Yeah, well, how many, you know, I have tried and own. I must own 18 different 35mm lenses. No, it's got to be at least 20. I have to own at least 20 different 35mm lenses from different manufacturers and different speeds. At least 20, and certainly tested many more than that. You know, I said, compared to what? It's like, this 35mm is excellent. I don't know what you're bitching about. Compared to what? So anyway, those are the best black and white lenses for Fuji. The 35mm 1.4, the 56mm, the 60mm f2.4, the 90mm, and the 23mm, the new one, the 23mm f2. And some of the best micro contrast lenses are not Fuji at all, like the Voigtlander 58, f1.4 Nocton, a few others. Really good to use with an adapter on the Fuji. So that answers that question. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Someone sent me a pizza. I had to stop the video before this one. I was halfway through it, and the doorbell goes, ding dong! there's a guy from Jet's Pizzas delivering a pizza. Somebody out there sent me a pizza. Oh my god. That was really funny. They sent me a salad, too. I think that's their way of saying, here's a pizza, but here's a salad. You need to lose some weight, you fat schmuck. Which is also true. Thanks for watching. Bye.